Social justice, two words, powerful meaning. It's about fairness, equity, and equal opportunities for everyone. It's about recognizing and dismantling systems that create and perpetuate inequality. Social justice is the heartbeat of a fair and just society. It's the foundation for a world where everyone, regardless of race, gender, sexual orientation, or ability, has the chance to thrive. Fighting for social justice is a continuous journey. It requires courage, empathy, and a commitment to challenging the status quo. It's about speaking up against injustice, amplifying marginalized voices, and working together to create a more equitable world. This fight is deeply personal. It's about our families, our communities, and our shared humanity. It's about creating a world where every individual is valued, respected, and given the opportunity to reach their full potential. We all have a role to play in this fight, whether it's through education, advocacy, or simply standing up against discrimination. Our actions can make a difference. The fight for racial equality is woven into the fabric of history. From the civil rights movement to the Black Lives Matter movement, countless individuals have fought tirelessly for justice and equality. Despite significant progress, systemic racism persists, creating disparities in education, healthcare, housing, and the criminal justice system. We see it in racial profiling, police brutality, and mass incarceration.
Stories of resilience and resistance continue to inspire. Individuals and communities are organizing, raising their voices, and demanding change. From grassroots activism to policy reform, the fight for racial justice continues. This journey is far from over. It requires dismantling systemic racism and creating a society where everyone has equal opportunities, regardless of their race.
The fight for gender equality is about dismantling patriarchal structures and challenging deeply ingrained societal norms. It's about ensuring that women and girls have equal rights, opportunities, and representation in all spheres of life. From the suffragette movement to the #Me Too movement, women have been fighting for their voices to be heard and their rights to be respected. We see progress in increased female representation in politics, business, and STEM fields.
However, challenges remain. Gender pay gaps, gender-based violence, and limited access to healthcare and education for women and girls persist in many parts of the world. The fight for gender equality is not just about women. It's about creating a more just and equitable society for everyone. It's about challenging toxic masculinity, promoting gender-inclusive policies, and creating a world where everyone, regardless of gender, can thrive.
The fight for LGBTQ+ rights is about recognizing the inherent dignity and equality of all individuals, regardless of their sexual orientation or gender identity. It's about ensuring that LGBTQ+ individuals can live authentically and openly, free from discrimination and violence. From the Stonewall Uprising to the fight for marriage equality, the LGBTQ+ community has made significant strides in the fight for recognition and acceptance.
However, challenges remain. Discrimination in housing, healthcare, and employment persists. Transgender individuals, in particular, face disproportionate levels of violence and discrimination. The fight for LGBTQ+ rights is about creating a world where everyone can live with dignity and respect regardless of who they love or how they identify. It's about celebrating diversity and creating a society that embraces inclusivity and equality for all.
The fight for disability rights is about recognizing the rights of people with disabilities to live full and independent lives. It's about creating a society that is accessible, inclusive, and empowering for all.
The disability rights movement has made significant progress in advocating for accessibility, inclusion, and equal opportunities for people with disabilities. Legislation like the Americans with Disabilities Act, or ADA, has been instrumental in breaking down barriers and promoting inclusion.
However, challenges remain in accessing education, employment, healthcare, and transportation. Stigma and discrimination continue to create barriers to full participation in society.
The fight for disability rights is about creating a world where everyone, regardless of ability, can live with dignity, respect, and the opportunity to reach their full potential. It's about recognizing the value and contributions of people with disabilities and creating a society that is truly inclusive and accessible for all. Advocacy is the lifeblood of social justice. It's about raising awareness, challenging the status quo, and demanding change. It takes many forms, from grassroots activism to legislative advocacy to individual acts of courage. Every voice raised against injustice makes a difference. Every story shared, every protest organized, every conversation started helps to shift perspectives and create momentum for change. Advocacy empowers marginalized communities to reclaim their narratives, challenge stereotypes, and demand equality. The fight for social justice relies on the unwavering commitment of individuals who dare to speak truth to power, challenge systems of oppression, and fight for a more just and equitable world. Education and awareness are fundamental pillars in the fight for social justice. Understanding the historical and systemic roots of inequality is crucial to dismantling oppressive systems. Education helps us to recognize our own biases, challenge stereotypes, and develop empathy for those who experience the world differently than we do. It empowers us to become allies and advocates for change. Awareness involves staying informed about current events, engaging with diverse perspectives, and listening to the lived experiences of marginalized communities. It's about understanding the ways in which systems of oppression intersect and impact different groups. By fostering a culture of learning, empathy, and understanding, we can create a more just and equitable society for all. Section 8. Legislation and Policy. Creating a just framework. Legislation and policy play a vital role in advancing social justice. Laws and policies provide the framework for a just and equitable society, ensuring equal rights and protections for all. From the Civil Rights Act to the Americans with Disabilities Act, landmark legislation has been instrumental in dismantling discriminatory practices and advancing equality. However, the fight for just laws and policies is ongoing. It requires constant vigilance to protect existing rights, advocate for new legislation, and ensure that laws are enforced fairly and equitably. By advocating for policies that promote equality, we can create a more just and equitable society for all. Section 9. Community engagement, building bridges of empathy. Community engagement is a powerful tool for social change. It brings people together from diverse backgrounds to build relationships, foster understanding, and work collaboratively towards common goals. By engaging with our communities, we break down barriers, challenge stereotypes, and build bridges of empathy. We learn from each other's experiences, perspectives, and struggles. Community engagement can take many forms, from volunteering at local organizations to participating in town hall meetings, to simply having conversations with people who are different from us. By cultivating a spirit of collaboration, compassion, and shared humanity, we can create a more just and equitable world. Section 10. The future of social justice. A collective responsibility. The fight for social justice is an ongoing journey, not a destination. It requires constant vigilance, unwavering commitment, and a collective responsibility to create a more just and equitable world for all. The future of social justice depends on our willingness to engage in uncomfortable conversations, challenge the status quo, and dismantle systems of oppression. It requires us to be allies, advocates, and accomplices in the fight for equality. We must use our voices, our platforms, and our resources to amplify marginalized voices, challenge injustice, and create a more just and equitable world for all. Section 11. A hopeful tomorrow, striving for a just and equitable world. Despite the many challenges we face, the fight for social justice is ultimately a fight for hope. It's a belief in the possibility of a better future. A world where everyone has the opportunity to thrive, regardless of their race, gender, sexual orientation, or ability. The progress we've made, from the civil rights movement to the fight for marriage equality, is a testament to the power of collective action, unwavering hope, and the belief that a more just and equitable world is possible. We must never give up on this fight. We must continue to educate ourselves and others, challenge injustice, and work tirelessly to create a world where everyone is valued, respected, and given the opportunity to reach their full potential. The fight for social justice is a fight for the soul of humanity. Let us continue this journey with courage, compassion, and an unwavering commitment to creating a brighter and more equitable future for all.